other, or you're outsmart, or just like knows her so well that is what it is?
No, I mean every year's different. We've so far removed from being there, and you're basically going to go and watch the tape and see what they're doing this year, and assess the game plan, assess the scouting report, and go from there. And everybody changes scheme, go through self scout. We've changed things, they've changed things, so you try to take things in a singularity and just kind of go from there. And we know them from a personal standpoint, but going back to when we were there before, it's training camp practice was different every day, similar to how every game plan is different every week. So familiarity with people and know the personalities of, but in terms of scheme and stuff like that, we're definitely up for a tough test this week because they play very well and they're very sound coached.
Nice to get some more guys involved this past weekend. A lot more guys touched the ball on offense.
Yeah, that was definitely key for us going forward in the season, trying to get some guys to touch the football and spread the ball around. I thought Jimmy did a good job of that early in the game, and we got some guys going, and they saw some production early, and we were able to move the football.
Sorry, was it by design, or was it more just the way things played out?
A little mixture of both, So Jimmy did a good job of taking the plan and going from there and taking what the defense gave him, and the ball found different people, which was great. Whether it was Amir Abdullah on third down, or Michael Mayer start the game, or Jacoby or Devontae, and everybody played a role in the win, which was great. And again, I can't say this enough, but just touching the football isn't the biggest thing that some guys do. The first third down or second down, both halfbacks chipped the ends and really did a good job in terms of the protection, and that was the biggest part of the play. So a lot of production from a lot of guys, and not just touching it, but also doing their job around the football.
Coaching him in New England to now him being here, how cool is it to see the development in Jacoby Myers' game, and what are some of the things that you've noticed that have developed?
Yeah, Jacoby has always had a good skill set in terms of hands and quickness. We saw that from when he came out of NC State, and we took him as an undrafted free agent, and then obviously working closely with him as his position coach. Jacoby's always wanted to try and get better and try and improve. He's changed his body, formed a routine, very dedicated to his craft, and just overall his knowledge of defenses and defensive structure and how to run routes and releases has improved so much, and it's still improving, and he wants to get better. I think that's something I've mentioned before in the past, where he's learned from Devontae, and Devontae's learned from him, and the other guys in the room, whether DC or Hunter. There's different routes you run at different spots of the field, and he's tried to master all those, and I think he's tried to get on the same page with the quarterback, and he's done a good job of that. He's still growing. He's still a young player, but I'm very proud of him and what he's accomplished, and he obviously plays a big role for us as a team. But I have a lot of close feelings for Jacoby Myers, so and a lot of close feelings for that receiver room. I think at the end of the day, that Jacoby and Devontae and those guys in that receiver room, they really exude a lot of things we search for in terms of what we want to be as an offensive football team. And I think Coach Egger does a good job of trying to get that accomplished every single day, because they all try and work for each other and try and get better. And they're not selfish, they're dedicated, and they want to win. And that's all you can ask from the position room, and that room does a great job of that.
Like DeAndre Carter is a guy that Trey Tucker leans on a little bit. That's something that DeAndre's brought to the room and kind of experience.
Again, same point I made before. DeAndre is a professional, been on different teams, and is a smaller size receiver who has a skill set in terms of speed and can play on different spots of the field. So he's definitely, I would say, been a mentor not just to Trey but to other young receivers. And like I said before, that room is just very close knit, and they all feed off each other. And it's really fun to watch at practice. They all root for each other. They all take reps. I think we saw in the game Trey got a little banged up on special teams, and then next man up. Hey, DC's playing some of his role. Hunter's playing some of his role. Kind of guys who are all trying to make the team go. And DC's done again, just like Jacoby, a professional who cares about the team first. That's what we look for in every position, and that's what the receiver room has.
5 games into your second season as the offensive coordinator, what are some things that you feel like have become easier for you to navigate coaching this offense?
I think coaching, in the NFL, nothing's easy about it on a week-to-week basis. You play extremely well-coached defenses every week. You try and put your players in the best position to win, and you try and preach the main goals you want to try and get accomplished. And I think just over having exposure with a lot of guys who've been here before, they kind of know what to expect. We just did the scouting report on New England, and they kind of were all locked in. They knew what we were going to cover. They knew how we were going to go over the game plan. I think their dedication and their anticipation of what we're going to say to them and how we're going to say it to them has been something that has been easier in year 2. But in terms of getting ready for an opponent in the NFL, whether you're a position coach, coordinator, quality control coach, there's nothing easy. I mean, I remember the dark days of breaking down games, and there's some defensive coordinators doing some crazy stuff, and you're like, gosh dang, what am I going to call this? And then same thing now. I'm watching, and Mitch Singler and Fred do a great job of doing that stuff, and I'm watching it. And I'm like, man, this is going to be a tough test for us this week because a lot of these defenses are well coached and they take away a lot of things you want to do offensively. So there's challenges everywhere at every position. But you're right. Obviously, year 2 obviously provides some, I would say, some leeway, but it's definitely going good. Obviously, if we play good on Sunday, and you hope for that, and hope that they execute the game plan, which they do a great job of normally, wins help. So wins help.
Okay. Cool. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys. We appreciate that.